My son keeps counting down. Now I know what happens at 0. Part 2. We found him in Magnolia, he said. He's completely uninjured. There's no sign of any assault, but why does there always have to be a but? Why couldn't he have been fine? Why couldn't he have wanted to come home and watch Star Trek with me? My relief died like fire in the rain. He's not responding well. We found him in an abandoned house. He was sitting alone in a room. He had been fed and watered. From all evidence at the scene, there appears to have been no restraints nor any kidnap. We're still investigating, but Noah isn't exactly forthcoming with any information. The doctors are hopeful that your presence might change that. He was in a bed, cross-legged and staring at the ceiling. He didn't even look at me as I entered. Something was wrong. 100,003, he said in his feeble little voice. Sunlight crept in through the blinds and blanketed him in strange bars. 100,002. Noah, it's Dad. I called out to him. My words didn't seem to reach him. He was in his own world, just counting. 100,001. 100,000. 99,999. Mr. McMahon, a doctor said. He was old and gray. His face was as grave as the policeman's. I'm Dr. Ald. I'm a child psychiatrist in charge of your son's care. I have a few questions for you. Firstly, I want to promise you that we are doing all we can to help Noah. Why isn't he speaking? Why is he counting? I asked. Does your son have autism? Or any mental conditions? Is there a history of schizophrenia in your family or his mother's side? He asked, providing me with no information. No autism, no schizophrenia. He's got nothing like that. Why is he like this? What's going on? Please, Doc. I glanced at him again, still counting away. I looked at my son, Noah. He is eating and drinking. He has no injuries nor any fever. My initial guess was early presenting schizophrenia, yet without any family history and his lack of reaction to medication, I find it unlikely, Dr. Ald said. To be quite honest, Mr. McMahon, I am at a loss. I have called in a colleague of mine from another hospital for a second opinion. I was hopeful he might have reacted to you. While I can rule out any physical assault, I cannot dismiss the possibility of some sort of trauma that has caused Noah's change in behavior. That sicko had hurt him in some way. He might not have laid a hand on him, but he'd put something in Noah's head. I became sure of it then. Martin. His friend hadn't been some kid from class, but the neighborhood creep who had taken advantage of his loneliness. It wasn't easy leaving Noah in the hospital, but I was too angry to be of any real use to him there. A few of the dads from Noah's class told me where the creep lived. They offered to come along and help, but I didn't want to get them in trouble. This was my burden to bear. I had been such an awful father. I should have known who my son was hanging out with after school. I should have. Mindy would have. He lived in a rundown apartment complex. Graffiti had been scrubbed off the walls, leaving only a thin smear of red and blue. I didn't knock. I plunged his door open. The disgusting lout was sprawled out on his couch with a roll-up between his thin, dried-up lips. Before he could react, my fist went burrowing down into his face. The sounds of him grimacing filled me with perverse pleasure. He looked confused and tried to scramble away. Follow for part 3.